Welcome to the Crypto Buzz Ninja channel. Let's look at this coin, LF coin. It's a really low market cap coin. I don't honestly know what the market cap is. Yeah, it's really unknown. It's on Mexc. You can only trade at spot, which I think is a really good thing. But this thing, I was looking at this at when it was $150,000. I was trading it when it was $150,000. Now we're at $23,000. And so it had a massive dump, but it's really volatile, so it's very risky. But at the same time, it's basically at the lows that it's ever been at since it's on Mexc. It went down to $11,330 from $150,000, and then it had another rally all the way up to, let me move this really quickly, it had a rally all the way up to $50,000. That's a 3 or 4x. And I'll show you how I would have traded this. 3-day chart has more room to go on the stock RSI. Daily is probably overbought, and it's coming down. I do have this on the daily time frame in a falling wedge. We'll see if that plays out. The 4-hour time frame, again, I'll obviously still in that falling wedge, although you're overbought, making a lower high, so I would expect another move down here. You're below the 200-day moving average and the 200 simple moving average, so I would still expect a move to the downside. The 1-hour time frame is kind of the same thing. Doesn't look great. It's also low liquidity, so be cautious, but it's not super low liquidity. There's enough liquidity to trade it with a few $100 to maybe 1,000 or so, maybe a little bit more. 15-minute time frame as well. You're below the 200 simple moving average. If this price gets above $24,000, I'd be looking for a long position because usually on the 15-minute time frame, this would have paid you a lot really well. When you're above the thick yellow line, the 200 simple moving average, you would have made money on that long right there. And then when it fell below it here, it kind of went sideways. It got back above it, had a small rally up. It went from 26,000 all the way up to, why is this continually in my way? It went all up to only 30, so that's nothing crazy. But now that you got back below the yellow line again, you went from 26,000 as low as 21. Obviously, you can't short this, so you just have to sit on the sidelines. But if this breaks $24,000, I would be interested in a possible long position on this coin. So I am. Macro TA looks good to me on the daily time frame. 4-hour time frame needs to reset. So right now, short term, there's no trade to be taken on this. But I would be looking for this to have a move short term to the downside. Long term, I think another move up is coming. You have a very small amount of support there at that $20,000 level. So I'll mark that as support. And then even lower, obviously, you got that massive bounce off that low around 12 to 13,000. So I would say that would be a good area to look for a long. So short term, if you want to buy around 20,000 and then below that, if it breaks 20, that'd be looking for a move to 12 or 13,000. That'd be where I'd enter a trade. I think it's kind of fun to gamble in these coins, especially in a bull market. If we're in a bear market, I would never touch something like this. But we're going into a bull market, and the fact that it can dump from 225,000 as low as 11,000 in 2 or 3 weeks, or maybe a month it was. I guess let's check the time frames. It was the October 23rd, and then obviously the low was on December 23rd, literally a month later. It went from 230,000 down to like 12,000. That's insane. So it could pump just as fast. That's a 19x you could be looking at if it goes back to those highs, if not higher. It's just what I'm looking at. Short term on this 4-hour time frame, once you get one more correction, and if it were to break out next time it resets on the 4-hour time frame on the stock RSI, your measure move is 60,000 or ish. So that's what I'm looking at. Short term, looking for a move maybe as low as 20, maybe as low as 12. And but if you lose 20,000, I would say this falling wedge is invalidated. So if you lose 20,000, the trade to the upside is over. But I also wouldn't take a trade until you at least break 24,000. So that's what I got. So either I'd be buying at 24,000 for a breakout or 20,000 at support with maybe a stop at 18. That's all I got. If you guys enjoyed this, appreciate if you hit the like, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and if you guys have a request on other coins, let me know in the comment section below.